So I knew that there's no price for that VIP room that I could be liable for without another phone call to an insurance company. Hey, we have a young star from Hong Kong, and he seems to be very interested in renting the entire VIP room by guarantee of drinking tab and some maybe deliveries. But how much is the insurance for one evening? Yeah. So that would be another lengthy 2-3 days. So my first response was sorry, no. I think it was on phone call. We don't do that. It's only table by table. Yeah. So that was a connection, I guess, or a introduction, and that it made us special for that week. So, hey, someone from Hong Kong film industry called, and actually trusted some of the security team effort that was a joint effort to acknowledge and just tick. Yeah, everyone's on pose. Yeah, so someone gets the pose on the watching the cars or keeping an eye on the cars in the parking lot. That was valet, and then the DJ equipment. Nobody goes up next to the DJ within hand distance, and everybody have a ID. And I don't know if they scan it sometimes. Sometimes they scan it, sometimes they would not double scan. And later I discovered that the scanner can read your ID or a fast copy. So that was okay. And everybody behaved. But I did not have any profits from the ID. Yeah. But everybody went in for a door fee after. Door fee, the entrance fee. And then the percentage of the drinking bar spendings, but no one goes around it. You have to drink this, you know. So the ladies manage the ladies kind of, and then the guys have our own networking ways. Yeah. So that's okay. I mean, the emails, so no more emails collections. And in Hong Kong, you don't need to. One commercial on TV, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, channel 5, channel 6, your company is all well known. Or if you drive a supercar, or you have the network. Yeah, so that's the usage. Indirect movement or indirect retrieval was the company strategy. Not a very glamorous or very fantastic kind of a forefronted energy that people might feel, you know, overshined or overshadowed. So I have to test the temperature and see if someone might be using those titles. And talking about the geographical， 然後講埋地理嘅環境嘅集中嘅變化啦。有一種叫做經濟集中區，例如有染布街，以前有花園街，但係花園街又唔係賣花，有雀仔街、金魚街， So there were the hobbyist streets. Is my face red? No, not really. But it's too much 二氧化碳, I think. But that's okay. Uh, mm, and then the whole Chinese budgeting and different investments and the inner China mainland geographic specialties. So for example, in Shenzhen they have the 世界之窗 theme parks. 長隆有 the zoos in the Zoolanders. I mean the zoologist studies， 即係動物嘅動物園學係一個可以有 cert 嘅。有個航空母艦世界之窗個類咯，然後我記得80年代有香蜜湖度假村。So for a long time, because of the home situation, I didn't speak Cantonese. I only wanted to speak English. And that's for assessment that when I go out to places, people welcome me and I was not under any kind of influence or command, mostly. So I only spoke English. So that was good. I wanted to move to Irvine in OC, and then the opposite read, okay? I picked up a Chinese newspaper. I said, hey, guess what? Not only that I speak perfect English with no accent, I even read Chinese and can understand and interpret Chinese. They don't need that for a while. Yeah. So that was good. So with the whole Shine operation, it's just having accumulated computing persons, and I did not know that computing operators were so limited sometimes after marriage, and then the female have to be the home caring housewife, and then the husband usually have a full-time job that sometimes you want to outsource, you don't find it. So now it's good with the mobile cellular phones. The apps were able to, the software apps were able to make designs and generate designs in a very fast pace. The challenges with running the company Shine was the artsy, like literally whole evening we try to get a flyer to pass out, and I've been sitting here on the phone with you for an hour. How are the callers coming along? Can you send it by email? And then you look at the flyer, you're like, the text is too big. I want to move it to the left hand side. And how much am I paying you for an hour? What software do you use? You know, so that was everything was from scratch, and that was the only way not to commingle or not to connect with previous gotten in contact kind of people. So I started going to the party scenes at 19, because under 21 is a whole different group, and over 21 is another network. And then from 18 to 21, I've been to boogies in OC. Good. Went to Grand Avenue. Whoa, I've never seen so many 18 to 21 people. Yeah, and everybody liked my car because it wasn't expensive, but it was clean. So Grand Avenue, uh, Monte Carlo's, uh, Mayan Theater, Fox Theater, uh, Orion. So Orion is the star. Orion. Uh, and then after turning 21, there were the Q's. It's a pool hall, and nobody did much conflicts. No, they just listen to music, and if people doing music and you can't move with the music, that means you had a very tiring week and you didn't eat fast food before you get to the clubs. So keep the smiles, fast food and the clubs. And then been to the Mayans and other clubs. The Spider Room, that's on top of the Avalon. Highlands, wow, 5-star kind of structure, and 3-4 levels underground, full-size parking lots. The CineSpace, great, unique business idea, and I guess I can say concept of their own, that you can watch movies while having munchies and, excuse me, but entree. Not lavish, but entree, just American style entree. Ivar. Deep. Forbidden City. There was this one venue, Papa's. So Papa's turned into another name. And I learned from experience that whoever you were a company, they don't make phone calls, and you're the one that make phone calls, you lose popularity. And I discovered that one of my neighbors knew that guy and told him, let's try to slow down Benny from getting his accumulated experience from boogies, from Grand Avenue, Monte Carlo's, Fox Theater, Orion, CineSpace, and all that, to introduce to other people to make some weekend money. So that's how it was. What other clubs were there? Stock Exchange in downtown. And then there were the karaoke, K100, Hot Gossip, The Money Drawer, Qinggui. And then they have a club named Opium. And I was like, oh, that's narcotics. That's how the Chinese went down in history. They started doing opium and nobody could lift and work. But then later on you find out that opium is a type of drug for anesthesia, for surgeries. Sometimes people have cancers and things. Not me. What else? There was a Magic Castle, Knitting Factory, Pearl, Shelter, Miyagi's, the Katana Sushi venue, and all these is welcome for happy hour promotions. The Monroe, uh, the challenges were parking. Is always parking, because in America, one single store of business, 4 to 6 parking space. So a nightclub or a night dance hall venue, including a small kitchen and full bar with faucet and restroom attendants, you require 3 exits. So entrance and then 2 door exits. And then the security teams have to have the metal detectors. Beep 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 beep. The stationery, the computing, the linguist. I mean, you can't put someone at the door who speaks hello, you know. And then the pre-show and after-show meal, and then there's always the hot dog stands, and nothing too lavish, nothing too lavish. There was the Vanguard, but I didn't know that Hong Kong had a supermarket named Vanguard, or they changed the names afterwards. Florentine Gardens. Florentine Gardens, of course, is more Hispanic promotions. This is one I wanted to name, and that's the one I wanted, the first weekly. There was a club named Prey, Prey, and that's where Mr. Hugh Hefner had some of his weekdays, weekdays nighttime. I shouldn't say fun, but appearances. Yeah, appearances. Yeah. And then one of the concepts and one of the idea from recently that I was able to contact or find somebody on the social media that was into the clubbing promotion. I said, clubbing promotion might be too exciting, including hip-hop and EDM, electric dance music. I recommend doing galleries. So the whole Shenzhen, Shanghai might do the modernist galleries, art galleries. And that's usually tea time events. And I stress that on WeChat and on Instagram. Yeah, because I don't want to be liable for having been to so many parties and event and venue and done it for 2 years while there was the Middle East crisis, that people needed to be deployed, full uniform, serious face, strict diet, and sometimes the marches, and we were on call too as a reservist. Yeah, in schools and career center, the whole nation was tensed. So, and people kept calling me, hey, we need to go out, we need to go out, we need to go out. Like Hollywood. Yeah, downtown, Hollywood. And then Long Beach, there were B2O. It's also a mega club, so it's over 1,000 people capacity. And then there was the Queen Mary, her Majesty back in that time, from the British Naval Services, that is parked at Long Beach Port. So that's one venue that had a lot of university parties. And then there was the Los Angeles Entertainment Center, which is nicknamed the Club Soho. Yeah, that was very good. And that had multiple rooms and private ballroom. Yeah, everything is good. If you don't like the designs or you think that it is too dull, you can always hire people and redecorate and add it extra lighting. Yeah. And one of the weekly events that I wanted to do was at I have to ask, but there was a Garden of Eden, but Garden of Eden was very dedicated to another group that we indirectly went to school with, and I always thought that they might get upset that we went to make a promotion. So usually you call and say, is it reserved? Is his name reserved for that evening? If not, our team is on standby. So that's good. What was that place called? So there was a poster, so I was Mr. Shine. And they put a sniper scope on me because I'm always the linguistics with the cold face. Hello, good evening. Sorry to inform you that you cannot go in today because we hit capacity. We're at capacity. You may wait in line, but nobody can guarantee that you're going in today. Kind of. What's that one place called? Gardens and well, the parking is always a problem. Valet or not, the parking is always a problem. And it's okay to have an event at people's promoted venues. You can always put a poster over your name, over the name, or have the scope. The negotiating contract is always a interesting experience. Because you go there and then there was the general manager that you have to talk to, and that's the only person that is at the venue. So you ask for the attendees or the housekeeper, but you're actually asking for the GM. So what is your title? The GM. I see. How many GMs are there? Yeah. And here's my business card. What kind of budget are we talking about? You know, what kind of spendings? What kind of crowd? Are they business attires or are they private event by invitations? And then there were the other invites. So there was a out of the area, all the way near UCLA, the university, named the Century City. Century Club, yeah. And then coming back, there was the Hollywood area, and then the Sunset Strip. And then there was the Argyle. Yeah, there was the Argyle. and I wasn't a part of the Argyle because the capacity was at 2 to 300. Excuse me, 250 to 300 or 300 to 350, and we always wanted the bigger venue, 800 to 1,000. I'm still thinking about that one event. So if you want to do event promotion and PR, that's the trade-off, that you have to know all these knowledge to count the cost, I guess, knitting, and then that people might get drugged when they're drinking. I got drugged once. I've never had a drink. After I drink, I can just lay down and just kept talking. And I never drink that one color drink again. What's that one place? D2. So that's how it is. So it's rolling to almost an hour. So I'll think of that one venue again. And that's the one I cursed at the line. I said, you guys better be one straight line, or else I'm gonna get a ticket by the police. So everybody started lining up. Like, hurry up.